Well, plans for a national broadband network may have fizzled out, but there is an existing nationwide internet backbone that has been serving academic institutions, government offices, and research and development centers around the country for nearly a decade now. And joining us on Future Perfect is Bani Lara. He's the officer in charge of the Solutions and Services Engineering Division of the ST, or the Advanced Science and Technology Institute. Bani will be here to talk about PREGINET, or the Philippine Research, Education, and Government Information Network. Bani, thank you very much for coming to Future Perfect.
No problem.
All right, PREGINET has been around for about a decade already.
Yeah.
And what has it been doing in the past 10 years?
For the past 10 years, PREGINET has been trying to connect the academic and research institutes in the Philippines to facilitate, well, basically R&D activities, since it's under DOST.
So research and development.
Yeah.
Huh? And when you're saying trying to connect, you're putting up a computer communications network.
Yeah, we're basically putting up a broadband network nationwide.
And where is that located?
Right now, the core infrastructure is located in two locations. One is in a co-location center in the Globe, and the other one is in ASTI, inside the UP Diliman.
So essentially, do you call them hubs?
Yeah.
All right, so two hubs, one co-located with Globe, and the one in ASTI, which is in UP Diliman.
Yep.
All right, how many government institutions are connected to PREGINET?
Right now, we have, I think, 7, if I'm not mistaken. We have a Congress, DOH, DFA, the Court of Appeals, BCDA, MMDA, and we're also hosting the www.gov.ph, the official Philippine portal.
Did you just say www?
www.gov.ph.
I thought you were referring to a former noontime show. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So 7 institutions basically sharing information through this communications network. PREGINET is already considered a government network, right?
Yeah.
Now, we did say earlier that there were plans to come up with a national broadband network. The government, of course, was trying to tie up with a Chinese company, ZTE, to put that up. Some controversy, of course, got in the way, and the project just fizzled out.
Yeah.
PREGINET's own communication network, is that something like what NBN would have been?
It's quite different because, well, I wasn't able to read the actual technical specifications of NBN, but from what I understand, it was supposed to be all government-owned, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
All right.
With PREGINET, it's a private-public partnership, so we don't roll out our own infrastructure to connect. For example, Ateneo, UP, LaSalle.
So you ride on the existing backbone of the private telecoms
We lease
company.
their fiber or copper lines.
Now, I suppose when the government first announced that it was planning to put up a national broadband network, that somehow PREGINET felt that, all right, we're already here, why not build on the existing PREGINET network?
Well, maybe. I guess there's a difference in mandate because PREGINET being under DOST, its mandate really is to foster research and education activities.
That's the thrust.
Yeah, that's the thrust. But maybe there's a little overlap. For example, VoIP was quite a new technology back then, and we were pushing for government offices to use it.
Save on cost, right?
Save on cost, regional offices and everything. So that was something R&D before, but right now it's just a usual thing. So in order to do the VoIP activities, we needed to connect some of the government institutions that were willing to participate.
Yeah. Is PREGINET using VoIP already now?
Right now, we're rolling out on all DOST regional offices. So DOST is actually saving on cost.
May FaceTime na bang kasama doon, just like the iPhone 4?
Right now, it's all audio.
Audio pala. So no video calls at the moment?
No, right now, it's more of a video conferencing, the beacon units.
Yeah. Well, what is the potential, do you think, of PREGINET going, nationwide and connecting not just 7 institutions or 7 government agencies, but connecting the entire country through this network?
Well, in terms of connecting the entire country, as I said, we would really depend on the current infrastructure of the telcos.
Yeah.
So wherever there's a presence of a telecom company, then we're going to be able to connect an institution there.
And are there plans to do that?
I think so. Maybe. we are actually thinking on how to propose something that will not impede on DOTC's mandate to set up an NBN.
Okay. Because is NBN really a forgotten project, or are there still hopes of DOTC reviving it?
Well, in my personal opinion, we still need an NBN. We still need a common government network because there's a lot of savings that can be derived from a project like that. I guess the controversy is, well, we all know what happened before. But even if that happened, it doesn't erase the fact that we still need an infrastructure like that.
The government infrastructure. Yeah. And some people are saying that would it be cost effective for the government to be running its own broadband network instead of merely allowing the private telecom operators to expand their operations?
Okay, from our perspective, on our more or less 10 years of operation, the government should not be deploying its own infrastructure because, well, for one, procurement is very hard. If a router, if a switch breaks down, it takes 2 to 3 months to procure something.
Because of the government's own procurement process.
Yeah, procurement process. So it's good to ride on the current infrastructure of a telecom company.
Right.
Then what the government should do is have a central facility wherein all the telcos can interconnect and not locate in a government, in a commercial hub. So if a government has a common exchange point that telecom operators can connect to, then no telco can dominate on the government's need for infrastructure.
Because as it is now, what is the situation?
The situation right now, well, we're located in a commercial telecom company, Globe, and well, they have actually quite an advantage in terms of bidding because our router is located there. Okay. So we located there because of the concept of a data center, high reliability, generators, UPS, and everything, which the government has a hard time maintaining. So, in my opinion, well, the government should do a neutral data center, and most, if not all, of the telcos connect there. Then the government rides on the infrastructure of these telcos, going out to the regionals, to the barangays, and everything.
So, if it seems that the conventional wisdom would say that privately operated networks would still be able to deliver, say, more advantages than a government-operated network, then is that an argument maybe that should prevent the DOTC from rolling out its own network? Or are they still a little bit more determined to continue with it?
Well, I'm not really sure what DOTC plans to do.
But PREGINET for itself?
For PREGINET, we plan to continue our network and ride on the
private telecom,
on the private telcos, so public-private partnerships.
What do you think about the internet connectivity, at least for the public sector? I mean, there were plans, of course, to even interconnect schools, right?
Yep.
But somehow we've never really seen how much progress is being done. There are some private groups that are trying to do that. I'm not aware of how the government's trying to do that. Are you aware of any moves to do that now?
Yeah, there are several groups that are trying to bring a connection to the most remotest areas in the Philippines. I guess we need to look at it from the top view, from a general perspective. So right now, internet cost in the Philippines is quite high compared to other countries. So one reason is what they call an internet exchange. Okay, so an internet exchange is basically a switch. So you have your network, you have your switch, computers connect to it.
Okay.
So an internet exchange is also a switch, but instead of computers, it's the telcos that connect there.
Okay.
So why would you want to do that? In order for the telcos to exchange local traffic using local infrastructure. So for example, you have
the local loop na tinatawag.
Yeah, the local loop. If you remember the example back then wherein buy-and-tell phones weren't able to call PLDT phones because there were interconnection problems, and NTC was able to solve that. Okay. In the data network, in the internet world in the Philippines right now, that kind of interconnection is not well organized.
Okay.
So for example, if you're big telco A and you have telco B and they are competing with each other and they don't want to interconnect. If you're a customer of telco A and you send an email to a customer of telco B, that will route out of the country, route somewhere, Singapore, Hong Kong, and route back to telco B and to the customer.
Right. And later on, actually, we'll be hearing also in other reports during the show how strange that is, that most of our internet traffic is external rather than internal, right?
Yeah.
All right. Interesting to know what future a government-run broadband network will have in the Philippines. Obviously, we'll see PREGINET at the forefront of expanding that broadband network.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. How much is the budget for PREGINET anyway?
Well, right now, actually it's DOST projects that's sustaining a bulk of PREGINET operations. There's quite a small amount that's included in ASTI's yearly budget. But in terms of the bulk of the operation, it's more of groups in ASTI proposing projects to sustain it.
Okay.
So we need to work on the sustainability model of PREGINET.
Well, as always, funding for the government is a problem. Anyway, Bani Lara from the Solutions and Services Engineering Division of the ASTI. Hindi po ASTI Spumantia. ASTI, Advanced Science and Technology Institute. Thanks, Bani, for coming to the show.
Yeah,
well, coming up, 3G or WiMAX will help you decide which wireless option is the best for your needs. Keep it logged on to Future Perfect.